You spend your entire life waiting for the weekend. Every Monday through Friday, you're basically counting down. But here's something that's going to break your brain. The weekend? The sacred Saturday and Sunday you plan your whole life around? It's barely 100 years old. Your great-great-grandparents had no idea what a weekend was. They worked, then they worked more, then they died. And the reason we have it involves ancient astronomers, a car billionaire who wasn't being generous, and workers who were literally making up fake holidays just to recover from exhaustion. Before we get into this, I need you to understand something. The weekend wasn't given to us. It was fought for. People bled for your right to sleep in on Saturday. And by the end of this video, you're going to see your calendar completely differently. First, we need to go way back. Like, way back, to a time when the 7-day week didn't even exist. The ancient origins. About 4,000 years ago, the ancient Babylonians looked up at the sky. They tracked 7 celestial bodies moving across the heavens: the sun, the moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. So they created a 7-day week, each day named after a celestial god. Saturday, Saturn's day. Sunday, the sun's day. But the real emotional weight came from something else: rest. For Jewish communities, the Sabbath, from Friday evening to Saturday evening, was sacred. A day of no work. Not take it easy. I mean, stop. Imagine a world where survival depends on constant labor. Fields, animals, food, water, and then one day a week you light candles, eat together, and you're told, you are not a machine. That idea was revolutionary, and it spread. When Christianity emerged, they kept the idea of a rest day, but moved it. Christians started observing Sunday instead, the day they believed Jesus rose from the dead. Then in 321 AD, Emperor Constantine made Sunday a legal day of rest across the Roman Empire. Not because he loved naps, because religion and politics were tangled together, and a shared rest day helped unify society. But here's what's important. That's not a weekend. That's a single day off. One day, nobody, and I mean nobody, had 2 days off. So what changed? The industrial nightmare. The Industrial Revolution happened, and everything went to hell. Factories are popping up everywhere. Machines are roaring, and factory owners realize something. Machines don't need rest. So why should workers? Picture it. The factory whistle screams. It's still dark outside. Your hands are already cracked from the week. Your ears are ringing from metal on metal. Your clothes smell like oil and smoke. You're working 14, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. Your whole life disappears inside a building you can't escape. We're talking men, women, and children as young as 5 years old. There was no such thing as work-life balance. There was just work, and then you died. The average factory worker in industrial cities? Life expectancy in their 30s. Sunday was supposed to be the breath of air, but even that wasn't always safe. Many people still worked it. So tension builds. Workers want time. Bosses want output. And the weekend starts to form like pressure building under a lid. And here's where the story takes a turn that sounds made up, but it's completely real. St. Monday and the deal. Workers started doing something that drove factory owners insane. They just stopped showing up on Mondays. They called it St. Monday. See, Sunday was their only day off. So they spent it drinking, recovering, trying to feel human. And by Monday, they were hungover, exhausted, useless. So they'd extend their rest. Unofficially, illegally, basically, factory owners were furious. Productivity crashed. Money was being lost. But here's the genius part. Some factory owners made a deal. They said, what if we give you Saturday afternoon off, but you actually show up sober on Monday? Workers agreed. And just like that, the half-day Saturday was born. By the 1840s and 1850s, this became more common in Britain. Workers got Sunday off plus Saturday afternoon. It wasn't a full weekend. It was more like a crack of light under the door. But the door was opening. Meanwhile, in America, something else was happening. In cities like New York, you had huge populations of Jewish immigrants. They observed Sabbath on Saturday. They couldn't work Saturday, but Christian factory owners expected Sunday off. So Jewish workers faced an impossible choice: work on their holy day, or take 2 days off and get fired. Some factories, especially in the garment industry, started giving both days off. It was rare, but it planted a seed. The idea that maybe, just maybe, people deserved 2 days. But it wasn't mainstream yet. For that, we need one man. Enter Henry Ford. Henry Ford. Love him or hate him, and there are plenty of reasons to hate him, this man changed everything. In 1914, Ford had already shocked the world by doubling his workers' wages to $5 a day. Competitors thought he'd go bankrupt, but Ford understood something they didn't. If you pay workers more, they become customers. They can afford to buy the cars they're building. But Ford wasn't done. In 1926, Ford Motor Company announced that all Ford factories would move to a 5-day, 40-hour work week. Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. Every other manufacturer thought he'd lost his mind. But here's the thing, and this is important. Ford wasn't doing this purely out of kindness. He had a theory. He said, paraphrasing, if workers have more free time, they'll want to do things. They'll want to travel. They'll want to go places. And what do you need to go places? A car. Ford wasn't just creating rest. He was creating demand for his own product. A weekend doesn't just give people time. It creates consumers. So, here's the uncomfortable truth. The 2-day weekend exists partly because capitalism and compassion accidentally shook hands. Rested workers were more productive. Rested workers also had time to spend money. It worked. Other companies had to follow, or they couldn't compete for workers. By the 1930s, the 5-day work week was spreading across America. It becomes law. Then the Great Depression hit. Unemployment was catastrophic. People were desperate, and the government realized something. If people work fewer hours, more people can have jobs. In 1938, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Fair Labor Standards Act. This established the 40-hour work week as federal law. 5 days, 40 hours, overtime pay after that. The weekend was now official, and over the next few decades, it spread around the world. Country after country adopted the Saturday through Sunday weekend. But here's the thing most people don't realize. It's not universal. The Saturday through Sunday weekend isn't universal. In many Muslim-majority countries, Friday is the holy day, the day for Jumu'ah, the main weekly prayer. So, countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and others historically had Thursday through Friday or Friday through Saturday weekends. The UAE shifted to Friday through Saturday in 2022 to better align with global business. So, when you ask why Saturday and Sunday, the real answer is because society needed shared rest days, and these are the days that won the tug-of-war in the Western world. Different religions in power, different labor wins, different laws, and you'd have a completely different calendar. Which brings us to the twist I promised at the beginning. The twist is the weekend dying? People fought and died for the weekend. It took thousands of years of religious tradition, brutal working conditions, labor movements, a billionaire's business strategy, and federal legislation. Also, you can have Saturday and Sunday off. And what are we doing with it? We're checking emails at 11 p.m. on Saturday. We're just quickly finishing projects from the couch on Sunday. We're always available. Studies show over 80% of people check work communications on weekends. The average person does 2+ hours of work on their days off. The gig economy means millions of people don't even have a set weekend anymore. So next time you're enjoying a lazy Saturday morning or a Sunday with nothing planned, just remember, that moment took 4,000 years of human history to create. Maybe put the phone down. Actually enjoy it. If this video made you see weekends differently, subscribe. I make videos like this about everyday things we never question. Drop a comment. What surprised you most? And honestly, if you could redesign the week, what would your weekend look like? 2 days? 3? Split up? Let me know. Also, if you want to know why there are 7 days in a week, click watch this. I'll see you there. And hey, Enjoy your weekend. You earned it. People fought for it.